Okay, so today we're going to go differentiate, still in the terms of x to the power of n, but this time the n is going to be an index of a special type. So we learnt that if we're going to differentiate x to the power of n, we will bring n down, multiply it over the constant, and then reduce the power. Okay. So what happens if we have y equals 7x to the power of 0.2, if we want to differentiate that? Well, we're going to still do the same thing. We're still going to bring the power down. We're going to multiply it by its constant. And then we're going to reduce the power by 1. So we get 0.2 times 7 is 1.4. We keep the x. 0.2 minus 1 is negative 0.8. And that's dy dx. All right. Now we can write this in positive indices. So it's 1.4 multiplied, because it's a negative, it's under 1, x to the power of 0.8. If we multiply that out, it's 1.4 over x to the power of 0.8. Alright. So what about if we have y equals 1 over x to the power of 3 plus 1 over x to the power of 2? Well, we can write that as x to the power of negative 3 plus x to the power of negative 2. The same thing is that we'll bring the power down and reduce the power by 1. Bring the power down, reduce the power by 1. So the derivative of y 1 over x cubed plus 1 over x squared is negative 3x to the power of negative 4 minus 2x to the power of negative 3. What happens if we get y equals 3 multiplied by square root of x? Well, we could write that the square root of x is the same as writing it as x to the power of a half. If we differentiate that, bring the power down, multiply it by the constant, or the coefficient of x, and then reduce the power by 1. So that becomes 3 over 2. A half take away 1 is minus a half. Okay, and so the derivative of this function is 3 over 2 x to the power of negative a half. And we can write that as 3 over 2, 1 over square root x, which is the same as 3 over 2 square root x. If we wanted to have a rational denominator, we just times it by square root x, giving us 3 square root x over 2x. Okay. If I have y to the power of 1 to the 1 over 2 to the power 2x to the power of 6, I can write that as 2x to the power of 6 to the power of negative 1 and multiply that out. Alternatively, you can write it as a half times 1 over x to the power of 6, which is the same as writing it as a half x to the power of negative 6. So the derivative, if we bring the power down, multiply by the constant, and reduce the power by 1. So that's going to be negative 3 x to the power of negative 7. And we can rewrite it like that. So it's going to be negative 3 x to the power of 7. And so that's how you should differentiate when you have special indices, such as square root of x or 1 over x, in order to get the derivative function. Thank you very much.